So Donald Trump was doing a news conference with UK Prime Minister Starmer, and he was, of course, asked about Jeffrey Epstein. And Donald Trump said something very interesting. Donald Trump said he never had the privilege to go to Epstein's island. That he was invited, but he didn't go. He never had the privilege. It's interesting that he chose the word privilege. Most people, looking back at how bad Epstein was, now would not call it a privilege. But at the time, Epstein was well known. He was big in financial circles. And I think Donald Trump is remembering how influential Epstein used to be. So getting invited to do something with Epstein was seen at the time as a privilege. And if this is true and Donald Trump never went to the island because he didn't get the privilege, okay, that's great. Release all the evidence. Prove you never went to the island. I think it's more like Donald Trump knows that he is connected to Epstein. He probably went to the island. There are numerous victims that have said they were with Donald Trump on Epstein Island. And Donald Trump doesn't want to be associated with it. His ego can't take it. He can never admit that he was wrong or he did something wrong. And even now, when talking about going to the island, he called it a privilege. Does that mean he wanted to go? Interesting question. Does that mean he wanted to go but never got the opportunity? And he would have thought it was a great thing to go? Maybe. But Donald Trump says that, and I don't even think he realizes what he implied there with his words. Donald Trump does say a lot of things where he just throws words out there and hopes for the best. He doesn't think a lot before he speaks. He's very emotional. This thing is getting under his skin. He doesn't like to continue to talk about Epstein. He wants to distance himself from Jeffrey Epstein. But even when he tries, he says something like this and then fails and then causes it to come back up. The biggest way for him to distance himself from being connected to Epstein would be for them to release all of the information they have. But they're not doing that. He promised they would release it, and now that he's in power, he says, no, let's forget about it. There's nothing to see here. And that is just stirring the controversy. It's causing a split between himself and his base. And this is the one story that he cannot get away from. And the more he talks about it, the more he's going to screw up and the more he's going to accidentally admit to something because he's not smart enough to make sure he doesn't. So he called it a privilege. It, of course, wasn't a privilege. And the people that did get a chance to go to that island should be publicly shamed, held to whatever criminal penalties they can, and ran through the ringer. Donald Trump doesn't want that to happen to himself.